Hello, kindergarten.
All right, so I am out today, so I wanted to show you how you're going to finish your Christmas tree forest. When you were here last time, you created these papers in which on one side you drew Christmas trees, and on the other side we glued on tissue paper. And remember, I warned you not to put clumps of tissue paper on because then it's going to be difficult to cut today while we make our Christmas tree forest. So you will be getting your paper back today. If you were absent, that's fine. You're just going to get a blank piece of paper, though, a colored piece of paper instead of this, just because you weren't here. No big deal. Okay, so in addition, you are going to be selecting a sky color. This is going to be my sky. There's going to be a small choice of colors for you. So have in your mind, think about which color you would like so that you know when you are asked. You're also going to have a choice of which kind of ground you would like. The ground has two parts. There is a ruffly part where the paper was torn. That's going to be the top. Like snow has fallen, even though mine's a little bit green. It's kind of like a light green snow. It doesn't always have to look like nature colors. When I go into the forest, trees don't look like this, but it still represents a Christmas tree forest. Okay, there's also a flat edge. This flat edge, because this is going to become my ground, is going to be glued down to the bottom, so the flat edges match up. So that way, if you put it down and it looks like this, if it's wrinkly on that side, then you've probably glued it on the wrong way. So see if you can flip it around. All right, and your paper should fit, the ground should fit. So if you have this situation where the ground is not fitting, it's because your paper isn't turned the right way. So make sure that your paper is turned the right way before you use the glue stick. All right, so just put the glue stick cap back in the little bucket so you know where it is. And remember that when you use a glue stick, the best idea is to glue the smaller paper onto the larger paper. This is the smaller paper, so that's what I'm going to be gluing. All right, so trace the edges with the glue. And you could put maybe just a stripe down the middle. It's so small you don't even have room for an X. All right. And then take your time, line it up. Think about what you're doing. All right. Now I've got my sky and my ground. It's time to put those Christmas trees on it. Okay, I'll put the glue away for now. I'm going to get my paper and I'm going to flip it over so I can see my Christmas trees. And I'm going to be using scissors, of course, to cut those out. And if you recall also from last time, when you cut out something, I think it's a lot easier to turn the paper while I'm cutting and leave the scissors pointed away instead of trying to turn the scissors all the way around. So think before you cut. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting along mine. I should have mentioned, mine is not finished, but that's what I have, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. And I'm carefully cutting along my triangle tree. And I'm going to turn my paper. And if I need to change the shapes, that's okay. It's probably a good idea to have crayons on your table in case you need to change the shape. Okay. Now I've got my triangle shape, but I still have this part, the trunk of the tree. Remember, we were supposed to, on the bottom of our triangle, attach a square or rectangle. So I'm going to cut carefully. And this paper is stiff and it's a little bit curly because of the glue that was on it. Ooh, look at my tree, it's so nice. So it's going to be a little bit trickier to glue. I'm not going to glue it down to my background yet. I'm going to leave it aside. I'm going to cut all 3 of my trees. This one's a bit confusing because my name is written on it, and then I had that bad triangle that was in the middle. Remember, although the shape is good, this one was too tiny, so you need big Christmas trees. So I'm going to go ahead and cut along my Christmas tree, and then, uh-oh, I got confused, and I cut my trunk off. Let me show you what to do if you accidentally cut a piece of your tree off. All right, I'm going to finish cutting out the triangle portion. Flip it over. Ooh, that's also very pretty. And then now I'm going to cut out the trunk separate. Going very carefully. Yes, I'm cutting through my name. That's okay. We're going to have to write our names again on this paper. So this Christmas tree, because I accidentally cut off the trunk, is now in 2 pieces. And that's no problem because eventually I'm going to glue it onto the background and I will just glue it back where it's supposed to go. Okay, so I got 1 more tree left. I'm going to try to be extra careful so I don't cut my trunk off, but again, no big deal. Ooh, my leftover paper is pretty. Ooh, look at it. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I'm going to go a little faster because I'm actually pretty good at cutting. But you have the time that you need. All right, I'm done with my scissors. And now I've got 3 Christmas trees. Okay, I'm going to start gluing them on, but I can think about where I want them to go. If you remember from the last project we did, the hot chocolate, I recommended, well not recommended, I told you that you should not glue things on the edge where the ground stops and the sky begins. If you glue it right on the edge, it's like your tree is on the edge of the world and it's very far away. If this tree is very far away and it still looks that big, it's actually the biggest tree I've ever seen in my life. So go ahead and put it down so that it's on your ground, maybe in the middle-ish. They don't all have to be in a row. And it's okay if one of your trees covers up another little tree a little bit. That's called overlapping, and it's actually a really good thing to do in art. Okay, so I'm going to start gluing them down. You can see the paper is curling. It's very stiff. I tried to flatten the papers for you a bit, but it is going to take a little bit of work to make it flat. So I'll flip it over. I'm going to glue the tree, not the background, because this is the smaller paper. Okay. I did put kind of a lot of glue because it, again, is curling a little bit. Think about where I'd like it. And then you're going to need to smoosh down, and maybe instead of counting to 10, I'd say maybe count to 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, and I can keep going. Oh, there's that broken tree again. Well, again, I'm just going to glue it in 2 pieces. So I'm going to find a place for my trunk. I'm going to have this tree right here. That's pretty flat. I don't need to count to 15. I'll just do the standard 10. Okay. All right. And then I'll line this one up and count to 15. And while I'm doing that, you could see in this corner, in this area right here, this tree is overlapping this tree a little bit. And that's all right. If you were out in the woods, some trees, the ones closer to you, might be covering a portion of the trees that are farther away. It's okay. All right. And then I'll glue my last one down. once you've glued all of your trees, make sure your name is on your picture. But we've got something else we're going to do. We are going to be adding some snow. So let me really get that guy stuck on there. Ah, wonderful. All right, to add the snow, you'll be getting some white paint to share with your table. Remember to leave it in the middle because everybody is going to want to use it. And you're going to be getting a paintbrush, but instead of using the bristle part of the paintbrush, you're going to be using the end of the paintbrush to make snow. So I'm going to dip my paintbrush in, and if I go up and down, you could make snow. Some of the snow will be in front of the trees, so it's okay if you dot some snow on the trees. It's okay if you dot some snow on the ground. All right. Beep, beep. You could do a lot more than I am, but that is where I am going to stop. All right. Have a good art class, kindergarten, and I will see you next time.